What is up, guys? Welcome to the most straightforward tutorial you could possibly find about how to do the handstand. And if you know me, you would know that I give only the advice that actually works. Now, I could not do a handstand a few years ago. I was very scared. But then now I finally realized a few things which made me magically improve my time from around 10 seconds to 30 seconds. And the normal advice that you find on YouTube is to do it against the wall. Now, I know most of you would be scared to do it against the wall itself, right? This video is about how I learned to do the handstand and about the exercises that helped me progress in it. And I never did a handstand against the wall at all. So basically, if I was a typical Indian, chubby, chapri, skinny, fat, weak, scared kid like you, then this video is exactly what I need to learn the handstand. So basically, without wasting your time, without any warm-up related stuff, let's just get started. Now you may think that you're scared because you don't have enough strength or you don't have enough balance, but I know many strong people, many gym goers who have a lot of strength. I know many football players who have a lot of balance, but they're still very scared to do the handstand because the real reason is not that you lack strength or balance. The real reason is simply that you're scared of falling the other way because your body was never really in the position of a handstand, and when you're opposite, the world doesn't really make sense properly, and that's why falling the other way is very risky. So the best way to get rid of this fear is to actually learn how to fall the other way first. Once you're not scared of falling the other way, you can just keep attempting the handstand again and again, and that will get you a good amount of progress at the beginning. Just look at me, no matter what direction I'm pushed in, I always land on my legs. And to learn this, the best method is to practice a little bit of cartwheels. So you can do mini cartwheels quite easily in a little bit of empty space, and you can slowly expand that cartwheel into a proper straight cartwheel. And the good news is that a cartwheel is actually very easy as compared to a handstand, and you would have seen many random kids being able to do a cartwheel. And if you're not fat, then learning a cartwheel should be very simple. It should just take a few minutes and you would get the basic understanding of the movement, and you can improve your form within a few days. It's not very difficult. It doesn't really require much strength as well. I've seen many skinny people being able to do a cartwheel very easily. And one more mistake that most people make is that they first get into the push-up pose and then they try to make that into a handstand. But that doesn't really work because you don't get enough momentum. You would have seen that they come back down in the same direction again and again. They barely ever have enough momentum to fall the other way. So what you need to do is that you need to keep one leg in front and one leg behind, and you need to be getting down into the push-up pose, and while you are halfway there, you can release the leg that is behind, and when your hands touch the ground, that is when you can release your front leg as well. And this should all happen in a flow, and this itself is very simple. It should take just a few minutes to master this, and you would actually benefit from intentionally kicking too hard such that you fall the other way and you make it into a cartwheel. At least at the beginning stages, this helps you get rid of your fear. Now you may think that this is quite difficult for a complete beginner, but the reality is that you're just scared and you have never really dedicated a proper amount of time to learning the handstand, because so many random kids can do the handstand. They can't really balance, but they can get into the handstand quite well. So that shows that it's not really as difficult as it seems. Now you might think that they're light, but many of my friends who are around the same weight as me, around 60, 70, 80 kgs, they all also learned the handstand quite fast. It's not really about how much you weigh. You might be heavier, you might be taller, and yeah, that makes things harder, but it's still a quite easy skill to learn. Balancing the handstand is harder, but getting into the handstand is quite simple. So now let's talk about the best ways to learn how to balance the handstand. So most of you actually lack a little bit of pushing strength. To be able to do the handstand a little comfortably, you would need a pushing strength of at least around 10 or 15 clean push-ups. Now if you don't have the strength, it is still possible, but it's going to be much harder and you will actually struggle to balance for longer. Now if you can do a few push-ups, but it's not really that good, then just spam it throughout the day. Whenever you get time, just fall and just do as much as you can. Forget the form, just do it slow such that you don't get injured. Do it on the bed if needed, because sometimes you can just fall flat onto your nose if you don't have enough strength. At least you beginners might be lacking the strength. And if you can't do even one push-up, then are you even a male? Just imagine a girl below you and just spam those push-ups. Now many of you actually have enough of the pushing strength that's required, because many of you can spam 10 to 15 push-ups very easily. That's not an issue. What you actually lack is your forearm strength. So you might think that forearms are not really required, it's more of your shoulders, but that's actually wrong. You actually require your forearms much more than your shoulders. Just look at how you balance while you're standing. Oh wait, many of you have feet fetishes. Basically, when you're standing, you balance by pushing your toes onto the floor when you're falling in front and releasing the pressure of your toes when you're falling behind. And the muscle that's responsible for pushing your toes onto the floor are your calves. And you actually have so much of strength in them that you can lift your entire body weight with your toes. And when you're in a handstand, you are actually using your forearms to do what your calves do when you're standing. And our forearms obviously don't have enough strength to lift our entire body. And that's the reason it's very difficult to actually balance, because the concept is same. When you're falling in front, you put pressure from your fingertips, and when you are falling behind, you release the pressure of your fingertips. But most people are not able to put enough pressure comfortably. Now there are many different ways to train your forearms. And I'm not talking about what you think, I'm talking about using a gripper or hanging or maybe even doing some arm wrestling. But the most straightforward exercise which I found, which directly helps my arm wrestling and my handstand, is wrist curls. So basically to do this, you need a barbell or a dumbbell. Now a barbell is better because it's easier to control. A dumbbell normally goes sideways too much, it's very annoying. But one more quick tip that you can note down is that it's much better if you bend your fingertips a little bit. Just try it out yourself. Put your hand against the wall right now and see how well you can push against the wall. And then bend your fingertips slightly and then try to push the wall. And you will see a clear difference in how much of pressure you're able to apply. And also, we cannot really pull, we can only push. So it's important that you always keep a little bit of pressure on your fingertips, or you should know how to get the balance back if you are falling behind by either moving your hands, or you can go a little down and then adjust the balance and then come back up slowly. But this is one of the biggest issues at the beginning, and this takes a little bit of time to get rid of. Now, one of the easiest ways to improve your getting the balance back is by training your abs. Now, there are so many random videos on social media which are extremely they show you like a 10-minute ab workout. It doesn't really work. It improves more of your endurance. It doesn't really improve your abs strength or your abs look much. You'll get a temporary pump or temporary blood flow, and temporarily it'll look lean, but that's not real improvement. And people who do that, they still end up with a quite normal looking stomach. They don't really end up good looking. And I know so many people who can hold like a 4-minute plank, but they still can't even do an L-sit properly. And when you're doing a handstand, you don't need like a 4-minute endurance in your abs. You need just a little bit of sudden strength, but a lot of strength in your abs. You don't need a lot of endurance, you need more of strength. Now the best ab exercises have to be the L-sit or the leg raises. Now this can be done on either a bar or the parallel bars or on the floor, or you can also do it while lying down. And this is the best ab exercise in general, whether you're training for looks, for sports, for calisthenics or anything. Basically, this is one of the most effective ab exercises ever. And you can also bend your legs while doing them. It's not necessary that you keep them straight, and obviously keeping them straight is harder, but as long as you're getting tired, you're doing something right. No, I didn't really pay much attention to my form in the ab exercises, but it's important that you pay attention to your form in a handstand, because many times you would think that you're doing fine, but actually your back would be a little bent, and then after the handstand you'll feel a little bit of pain in your lower back. And that's why I started to record my handstands in between, and then I realized that my form is not really good, and that's how I realized what to change. So I highly encourage you to record your journey, not just for the documentation, but also for paying attention to your form. Now, when it comes to diet and sleep, the sleep part is simple. Just sleep as much as possible. It's better if you sleep at sunset and wake up at sunrise, but I didn't really do that properly. So it is still possible to sleep enough, but sleep at wrong times and still make progress fast. But when it comes to diet, the best thing that you can do is eat a carnivore diet. Eat as much animal-based foods as possible and eat as less of everything else. And I also made a video on the carnivore diet that you can check out. The link is in the description. Now, a completely realistic estimate for a typical Indian chubby kid is that within a month, he should comfortably be able to get into the handstand, and sometimes by luck, he might get some balance, but it's not going to be very consistent. And after 1 or 2 more months, it is safe to assume that he would be able to balance for 5 to 10 seconds, assuming that he dedicates all his thoughts and training to the handstand. So guys, if you found this video interesting or helpful, do remember this logo and do check the description or the pinned comment if it's been a while since I've uploaded this video, because there could be a link and that link could be extremely beneficial for you. And also do subscribe so that you don't miss out videos like this in the future. And also send this video to someone who you think can benefit from this. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.